these are some of the instruments you might find in a samba band today. I'm going to take you through each one, tell you what their jobs are, and give you a taster of what they sound like. The first one is this one. This is a whistle, or called an apito. The band leader would use this to signal things to the band. So let's say it's a call and response moment. They have a rhythm that they want the band to respond and play back to them. They've taught them throughout the rehearsals, and it would sound like this. Thanks. It's also pitched, so they can change the way it sounds by closing the holes on the side. Have a listen again. So you can do that with it as well. The next one I'm going to show you is this one. This is an agogo bell. This is a 2-bell agogo bell. They also come with 3 bells, 4 bells, maybe more bells. And they play a melodic rhythm within the band. They sometimes, actually, in fact, they play the clave quite often. The clave being the key to the song, which everything is built around. 1, 2, 3, 4. A go-go bell. Then we have this one. This is a ganza, a shaker, one of the kinds of shakers that you can find in a samba band. It has 2 cylinders, it's connected by a rod on each side, and it is probably filled with some kind of beans, sometimes even rice. And you shake it using your hands, 2 hands always. This plays the samba swing, and I'll talk to you a bit more about samba swing later. Now I'm going to take you over to the big ones. This, 1, 2, and 3, they are all surdus. This is the biggest one and has the most important job. It's called either a primera, which means first, or a marcação. It marks the time for the rest of the band. It plays, if we think about the song being in 4/4, it plays number 2 and number 4 of the beat. And it sounds like this. This is Claude. Hey. Claude's going to help me demonstrate the other ones because actually they all center around this one. The next one you're going to hear is the segunda, or the resposta. Resposta means to respond. It works in partnership with the primera, to create the steady beat, the steady pulse that lies under every good samba. It's a really important job. So it would actually be only done by the most experienced people in the band. And this drum plays number 1 and number 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have this one, the smallest of the band. It's the surdu number 3, also called the tercera, which means the third, or the cotador. It plays a rhythm that is described as cutting across everything else. In a samba enredo, which is one style of samba that you will hear on the streets of Rio during carnival time, it plays and accents what's happening in a song that is the song that is being sung. It varies the bass line, and it gives that extra bit of flavor to sit in the bass line along with these guys who are holding the time. So let's have a listen to something that it might play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice one. So that is the cotador, the tercera, the number 3. Then we move from the surdus onto the caixa de guerra. Caixa de guerra means box of war. It comes from a very old military tradition, and it probably comes from the European influence. It has snare strings that are across, which gives it its unique sound. It's short and it's round. It has 2 heads. And these rods are used to tune the caixa so it has its unique sound, which is a bit high-pitched. It's played with these wooden sticks, just like you would on a drum kit. In fact, this drum is just like a snare drum that you would find on a drum kit. Just a bit lighter, a bit deeper. Well, a lot lighter, actually. So let me play some of this for you. The caixa is responsible for filling all of the rhythm. It plays the samba swing. The samba swing being the unique way in which it is played. Jazz has its reggae has that kind of dinka-danka, 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 and samba has its own sound, which can be represented with these words. And it is only found in samba music, and it is played on this instrument. So let's have a listen. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the caixa de guerra, one of my faves. And then, then we've got this one, the repiki. The name itself means to bounce, and it comes from the style in which you play it, which wasn't firstly played on these. 1 stick, 1 hand. You bounce the stick like this, and then you slap with 1 hand. And this style is usually played by the leaders in the band. So going back to that samba enredo, which is on the streets of Carnival, that really fast and furious style that you would hear, would be played and led by the person with the whistle first, and then he's instructing the band leaders within the band who are playing the repiki. So let's go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully they play it a lot better than me. So that's what they do with the stick and 1. However, in the 1970s, a style became even more popular. It was known throughout the world. It was reggae. They saw Bob Marley on TV and they thought, this is incredible. And so they incorporated it into their style. Thankfully for me, it means I can play it easier with these sticks, so-called the whippy sticks. It's a style called, as I said, samba reggae. It still has the steady beat that's played by the segunda and the primera, and the tercera still has that interesting, more complex thing that it plays underneath. But this gets to have 2 sticks instead of 1 stick in a hand, and they get to play something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the repiki. So these are the instruments that you would find in a samba band. The surdus, the caixa, the repiki, the ganza, the bell, and the mighty apito.